and it remains that way as we pick up the action in the fourth quarter. So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. His second touchdown of the night. And the Egyptians are able to add on to that lead. The extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now up to 14. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. And we see James. He will now return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You've got the first one for the second one to even matter.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it in.
And he lost the football. It's going the other way. Room here to run.
That's what it is, baby.
And he's going to bring the fumble back for a touchdown. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
Now the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And we see James. He will now return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Looking to throw. Daniels. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will be cut down to 14. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. And the hands team does its job. They're able to secure it. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. 55 rushing yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. The offense on third down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Now here's a timeout coming on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. They run with Thomas. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That will be their 3rd and final stoppage as they'll only have the 2-minute warning now remaining. On first down, it's Thomas. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
3 yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll try the left side. Thomas. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Back to throw. Wells. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. This to make it a 3-score game late. And his kick here is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. And we will get another look at Seattle's offense. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator,
called being in the zone.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter @EA Madden NFL.